Winter in Muskoka. It's long, it's hard, and there's usually lots of snow. For the pioneers living here 130 years ago, winter was the hardest time of the year. No escaping to the sunny south, they had to stick it out. Winter was also a time when the pioneers could make some much-needed cash by laboring in the logging industry or helping in another lesser-known industry, ice harvesting. Ice cut from the region's frozen lakes was the main method of refrigeration back then. This demand for ice came from the region's many new resorts, whose guests expected to be served fresh meat and cold fruit and even ice cream while enjoying their summer vacation. Ice harvesting was simple but not easy. Once the ice on the lakes reached a certain level of thickness, 10 to 20 inches, that's 25 to 50 centimeters, usually in late January or early February, the snow was first scraped away by teams of horses dragging scrapers. Then the ice was marked out with charcoal and the cutting began. Originally, the ice was cut by hand using large saws, but by the turn of the 20th century it was mechanized. The blocks of ice measured about 2 feet by 3 feet, that's 50 by 80 centimeters, and weighed from 50 pounds up to over 200 pounds, that's about 20 to 100 plus kilograms. These blocks were brought to shore by the teams of horses and stored temporarily by covering them with sawdust. The blocks were then transported by sleighs to the various resorts where they were stored in the ice houses. Demand was great. The Muskoka Navigation Company's ice house in the village of Rosso held 1,000 blocks of ice. It would take a team of 12 men more than a week to fill it. The season was short, with ice already thinning in March, but it was a great way to earn cash. Local farmers sometimes rented out their teams of horses as well as their own labor. Some set up their own ice houses along the lake shore and sold ice locally in the summer. By the mid-1920s, demand slowed down when artificial ice became more readily available. Artificial ice was less labor-intensive, with less waste and without the unpredictability of natural lake ice. By the 1930s, ice harvesting was fading, and with new electric freezers and fridges, it soon became a thing of the past. All that is left are some faded photographs and these artifacts, telling this forgotten story. This is one of many such stories awaiting your discovery at the Muskoka Lakes Museum in Port Carling. Go to our website at www.mlmuseum.com for details on our location and how and when to visit us. Hope to see you at the Muskoka Lakes Museum in Port Carling this summer.